Right, back with another draft today live stream. Let's meet this lead. Might just put the headphones on if you're getting too much slapback. Let me know, guys. Needs to be punchy. Good ones in here. Got to solo it with a loop, of course. It's got to be a hell yes or no. No hell yeses yet. Welcome, John. These have some potential. So what I'll do, I'll kind of earmark like 3 or 4, and then once I put them into, overlaying on the leads and everything, you kind of see quickly process of elimination, what's going to work, what's not going to work. Okay. Let's take another loop track. This one is starting from like nothing. I just started this like 5 minutes ago. I like that one. That's just asking for like some crazy delay sounds. Got some nice flow to it. Maybe I'll put that in there. That's good too. Sometimes too many good choices can be a bad thing. Sometimes. So I'm just kind of quickly auditioning these. It's so easy to overlay your loops. Let's see. So I probably will compile these live streams into one playlist so they're easy to get to, because not everyone can jump away from work. Usually takes people like 20 minutes to get rolling in here. Let's see how this sounds. try some delays on this one. Some sort of sliding delays. Sixteenths are kind of nice, and I like doing this. Little pitch effects. See if that works in the other loops. That's a good one. Sidechain, just a little sidechain on it. Welcome to the lurkers coming out of the shadows. Amy, the kid. What's going on, guys? So this one is starting from nothing. I have like a little quick lead I did like a minute ago. That doesn't sound great by itself, but I think it has some potential. Like, this is the init sound, the initialized preset in Dune. Needs some processing. Might put Saturn on there. It's usually Saturn, sometimes Sausage Fatter. Usually and I want a little bit of a different reverb. So I've been messing with this trial of Dune. I think I'm going to buy it. Really like it. Okay, let's see. Let's find the effects. I'm just learning this. Oh, there we go. What I would do is probably like this thing where it keys it so the dry sound is pushing the effects down until the key comes in. So one of my favorite things, I know the Dot Alive guys like Stefan do this, where they take a really simple sound and then apply a complex treatment. So you could do the opposite as well, complex sound, simple treatment. Oh, and if you're wondering, I know everyone's been asking, they said, why haven't you posted a live cam of the card deck boxes being printed? So I put that up there. I'm just kidding. No one asked for that. But that's in the other room right now, printing live the current orders. Okay, so a simple sound like this. So let's take my old favorite LFO filter. Sometimes you just need just a little bit. This may not be the right sound for this, but let's see. I'm gonna hold off on it for now. This is faster than usual tempo for me, but maybe we do 132. And I've been debating whether to have it progress. At like the end of the bar. I just try to have a little tension in there. I don't even know if this kick is tuned to the track. Let me see, does it even have a key marker on it? Nope, it doesn't. That would be helpful. So something like this, it's a little more repetitive. I'll mess with the loop brace and just try different lengths. I wasn't even intending for that layer. I like the sound though. Trying to use some different sounds that are out of my usual wheelbase. Some really good arpeggiated sounds. Such a good patch inside Omnisphere. It's one of the extensions. Yeah, Unclean Machine. I know Audion loves this one. This almost sounds like a full Faithless melody. Let's give it a shot. Let's turn these echoes down. already got a lot of information going. I don't even really know if I need this much. Let's put some Saturn on this. Don't need all these delays. Okay, let's really take control of the delays. I think that's my favorite thing to do, is take the stock patch that's in there and then just be like, okay, I don't need the reverb they have or the effects, not rebuild the patch from scratch. I like ping pong delays because it kind of pushes some of the, does some of the heavy lifting out of the way, gets it in the other channels rather than just up the center. I can turn off that glide effect. So if you just solo it, it's not really telling you how it's going to react to the rest of the mix. So you got to be careful of that. I got to get a punchier kick somehow, but we'll wait for 1 minute. Okay, I think that sound's taking up too much room. Let's fix that melody. Close. I'm gonna put a little filter treatment on that lead. Let's see if this works. I need to get a clap sound in here. Let's get a couple different claps. That's probably fine. Sounds in this is a PML pack, Production Music Live. Some of them are kind of lo-fi, intentional. So, well, one thing I like to do is take a clap and just hard pan one sample to the left, hard pan the other to the right, like two different sounds. So let's try it. Let's see if it works. Kind of trial and error. And a simpler way to do this is just sort of create a drum rack or simpler and just hot swap those. Okay, so I'm going to pan these. And maybe just get a little more punch in there. This definitely needs some EQ. that might be a little too extreme. Let's bring it in. Maybe I'll gate it. I think that needs to be a shorter sound. Welcome, Pseudo TV, to the chat. So I'm just doing a draft a day, and we've kind of been doing like a draft a day every day, just getting these basic concepts down quickly. And sort of in honor of this, there's 20 packs of these quick tip creative card decks that I did. So that's what's printing in the little image to the left there. So custom decks printed out. These are sort of good ways to get into flow states, get into music, and get the process going. So I've kind of been going over some of the cards, but today I'm just sort of speed writing. We'll see where this goes. Let's just pare this down a little bit. Maybe a little reverb on there, a little plate. We're not there yet. It's not really hooky yet, but we'll get there. Usually I call it like the point, the clicking point or the tipping point, where some change you make and you go, oh, I got something there. It's either like you throw it in the trash or you work to the point of finding that clicking point. So there's this kind of constant arpeggiated sound. There's a lot going on there. I may not need that. I like parts of that. I really want to mess with that and put some glitchy effects on it. And it's very full bandwidth. Lots of subs and... Let's just do something insane, like use a BT's stutter effect on there. Stutter edit 2. Will this work? We'll see. Just always throwing paint against the wall. So I kind of want to chop this up so there's more space. I mean, they're kind of exotic, but let's see. So I would just solo that with a kick just to make sure it's doing the right. I think I don't have delay compensation on, so maybe a little off timing wise there. So there's another new plugin, Filter Shaper XL. This can be hit and miss. I haven't really messed with this too much, but you could just cycle through. It's getting trancier now. sort of, it's taking up less space. Maybe it's pushing it forward. Maybe this is the engine room of the track. I want this to pump a little more. Timing's off here. I can just nudge these. Okay, so I need a more prominent center hi-hat that's sort of the tent pole of this rhythm. I always feel like the rhythm, these pockets, and you need something kind of crisp and something solid in the middle to hold it up. So I like some of Virtual Riot's. I like to mix and match for different packs. Oliver, Kashmir, Virtual Riot has some really good clean drums. He's known more for dubstep. We can do some reverse hi-hats. We're getting crazy here. Maybe not. Okay, we're sucking a little less, a little bit less. Let's get this guy in here. Well, no, that's not what I want. Let's just make this. That is a good way to see if a shorter groove makes more sense, but to change the brackets to something, a shorter note division. Okay, but I still need something a little more firm. And I could just like run it through just compress it really hard. Sometimes it needs to be a closed hi-hat that is pushed harder so it sounds a little more open. All right. See if delay compensation will make a huge difference here. I'm just gonna try and get it as far as I can before I turn that on. Just easier to track the leads and playing new parts with that off. John, welcome to the chat. Something's not gelling with the claps. So now I'm kind of hearing almost like a Heldon's high-low, kind of little bass, rhythmic bouncing bass. Okay, so we're going to find, where's that sound going to be? Let's solo this. Filter up. It's a little hard to hear that sound. It needs a little more grit. Okay. I almost want like a bit crush effect. Maybe we try Redux on it. Sometimes it's just not the right sound. So I'm going to solo that with the kick, and just because I'm having a hard time hearing what is going on. That kick loop is kind of muddy. Let's see what it sounds like with some other patches. Nope. These are some great presets, Sound Factory presets that I've tweaked. I actually don't like this way of working, where you take one sound and then you hear it too many times in a loop. But I don't recommend it. That's kind of getting closer to this rounder sound. Too static if you just have a bit crusher on it like that. So you could take the LFO Max tool and just use, instead of automating the EQ, we can map that to other parameters. Oops. Let's see. Let's try and dial that core sound in better. Get more of the drums in. Should we go faster? What do you guys think? 135? Those delays are adding a lot to this. I like it. going a little faster, you definitely lose some grooves. 133. Make an enormous difference. Oh, so this is crazy, the new sim plant. You know, I'm going to save this real quick. We're going to save this, and this is how I name it. Concept, what is it, 772. Okay, collect all and save. So this is the new sim plant. You can take any synth sound and put it in here, and it'll come up with all these crazy patches, any little like one shots. So, but I like this one. Sometimes you just want a little hit that has some space. Maybe it's just one chord, it's not doing the whole progression. And you can do the whole progression in the breakdown. Okay, let's hear some of these weird sim plant sounds. It's gonna have some interesting textures. So you can drag these little seeds. I honestly have no idea how this works. You can get very dissonant tones. I really like that sound. I'm going to keep that current layer in there, but let's see what else we've got in the presets library. I mean, this thing is nuts. The interface is finally a little better on this, but let's go. Browse patches. Oh, they got some cool extra ones. Where are these banks? Go to factory patches. Needs a little bit of effects for sure. Adding a little atmosphere with the tonic of the track, the center key. we're like 43 minutes into this. 43 minutes. I think it's starting to click and gel a little bit. Shape this a little more. It doesn't need to be taking up so much bass. And I think the ultimate idea is you want to be able to really control the dynamics of your song. So let's... change the velocity on these. Okay, let's get a little bit of a punchier kick in, and we'll see if this works. Maybe take a cashmere kick or something. But I still want that loop. There's this cool stuff with more of a techno influence loop. Like that. But I want a little more snap to it. I want a little more snap. So let's take a look at some of these cashmere ones. And we're in G. So we could stay in G with a kick. We could go up a third or a fifth. Like, I need that punchiness. But man, it is trial and error. As soon as you get these in there, they can phase each other out. They can work perfectly. We'll see. We're going to just do some trial and error, so bear with me. This is kind of like watching paint dry in a second. It's getting more of a punch, but it can often be a trade-off. So let's grab a few that I like. We want more of like a top kick, but we'll see. I mean, we're in G. So maybe I'll take two more. See, these are nice. I don't need all the bottom end of them. But it's a trade-off. It depends on the bass. It depends on the bass you have. So I might just EQ these. Let's just EQ that. You find it pretty quickly what works, what doesn't. And it's not as simple as just high passing one. And let's just hear it together. Yeah. Okay, you just got to go with your gut and be like, I think that first one was good. See, without it, it's like mush. Just that. So you can carve the EQ. You can shorten the length of it. Like maybe I want it even shorter. Will it sound better with it shorter? Let's listen real quick. So it's just that transient. And you can kind of see when you fade it, it changes the phase. That's something I got to get better at. You can see if the phase is going to line up, but then it depends on what plugins are on there. Let's just make this as short as we can. Let's see. So we're phase sort of stays together. Okay, so that's the shorter one. And let's And you got to always make sure enables and turn off fade on clip edges. That'll screw up all your transients. Okay, does that sound better or? I can't really hear a difference. But maybe I want to reinforce this with I got a good Omnisphere 808 preset for that I can do for the kick. So you can really take control. Say, this is when the kick's happening. I have control over the tail. Getting side chains. That's on the bass bus. Otherwise, we'd be hearing more of the envelope of it. Okay. Okay, so let's hear just the kicks together. So you can keep adding stuff, and obviously it's going to peak as you layer and overlayer and fear layer. Gotta watch out for fear layering. Okay, so we're running out of bandwidth here. It's starting to distort. I mean, there is a distortion on this, but... alright. Yeah, there's too much on this. There's an exciter on this. Just normally fine. We need a compressor on here. We need to start there's nothing on the master. These are all disabled. You know what? Let me size this up. I'm using the cinema display and you can't see everything on here, so I have to use this tiny resized version. So let's do a little SSL. And your bus compressor is not going to create amazing melodies for you or write incredible lyrics that are timeless, but it may add a little bit of punch, keep it under control. Okay, so I've got a lot of signal coming in, so let's keep bringing this down. And it's always such a buzzkill because you got to make up all this gain. So I think now what I want to do, I like the elements. We should do collect all and save. I'm going to want to sort of highlight the things that I like and really push those, maybe add some more treatments, and then give it a little more arrangement. Spread out the ideas and see what's the strongest. Okay, so I'm just going to solo some of the ideas. Let's get some more of the drums back in there. So in my templates, everything is color-coded ahead of time. I try to stay organized and put tracks where they're supposed to be. Don't need the vocal bus. So I have like effects bus, guitar bus, vocal bus. And what else we got in here? All right. At too many layers, but I kind of want to just try this before I forget. So ultimately, you'll do too many layers and you won't be able to hear it, or it's going to phase against something else, or maybe you hear it and the audience, oops, I don't want emojis, the audience doesn't hear it on the dance floor. Let's change those. So the cool thing when you're, instead of having a static kick drum where you're kind of stuck with that tail, if you're using a short kick and a long bass, like an 808 bass, you can pitch it down so it's melodic. And then you go boom, 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 boom. I think that sounds right. Close enough. A little weird overlap of the tails. Something's stepping on something. So I think I want to add a human element in here. One of the Quick Tips cards that I did was, what is the human element? Like every track needs a lead. It doesn't have to be a voice. It can be a lead that acts as a voice. But I want to do, I'm going to go through some of these shouting cashmere vocal samples are pretty helpful. So let's get in there. Let's find vocals, hooks and chants. There's always some fun things in here. One mistake is to loop your track over and over and then you can't see the forest for the trees. So try to find it and then drop in a few potential ones. No. Oh, shouts and phrases. That's what.
Oh, beat it up. Get it up.
Put your head here.
Hey.
Hey, go. Hey.
Be interesting if I pitch it to the key.
Yeah.
So something that just sort of sounds familiar, maybe it's filtered, doesn't have to be in your face vocal sample. clap in there. Come on. Maybe it was right. So that could be pulled in more into the background. You can do it with a mix control on your reverb. So something that's a little too obvious, maybe I could put reverb on that, tuck it back, and it's just sort of atmosphere. Probably way too obvious. So maybe you cut the word in half and it's something a little more rhythmic. So you just do chops.
Yeah, yeah. 3, 2. All right. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2.
And you could just add some randomness to the process here. Just some random chops. What else can we do? Okay. Okay, I think we got a lot of elements that are interesting enough in here. So let's just break it down. Just gonna add a little more progression in the breakdown. just have to squeeze some melancholy chords in there. Let's find this lead. So the progression, that's why. There we go. Still clashing, but let's loop that. Why I'm not getting this progression. So, just go in and see what these notes are. Let's see. D. Okay, D and then F. Yeah, alright, I got it. Try to do it by ear. So maybe I'll put a little drone in here. Just an atmospheric drone. This can have a surprising effect. Alright. This is an expansion pack in Atmosphere, Twisted Trees. Okay, I'm just going to EQ that. I don't need all those frequencies hitting. Kind of like a bed. Maybe add that filter rhythm to it. Let's see. Come on, give me something. Sometimes the sounds are just too mushy. Give me less mush. big reverb on that. There we go. Something's clashing there. Oh, D sharp. Is that right? So I'm doing different combinations of sounds just to see how things stack up. Okay, so I think I have all the leads and things that I need for now. Just gonna clean up some of these sounds that we don't need, and then do a quick arrangement and then wrap up, I think. Fix that clash in a little bit. I'm just kind of playing with octaves there, which is fun. So let's move these. Ooh, let's simplify this. doing everything in like 8-bar chunks just to stay organized. Sometimes those get messy and they get overwritten, depending on where I've started the idea on the track. So I've started this off one of the bars. So just for simplicity, I'm just going to do this. Actually, no. I'm going to delete time. We're going to do this. So, ultimately, probably best to always consolidate into these 8-bar chunks. Just save yourself some eyesores and easier to move those chunks around. A lot of information in here. A lot of stuff gets buried. You just can't hear it with all the leads in the way. Things. See what those vocal samples sound like in here. The 808 back in here. A lot of reverb on these different tracks. It's kind of stepping on each other. I'm not going to worry too much about that now. Let me resize this so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just playing around with some treatments. So, okay, so I could take an example of maybe that's turned off on like the last bar of that as an effect, or turned on. Just try it. Ooh, we've been going for an hour and 20 minutes. All right, let me wrap this baby up. Put a few more elements in the arrangement here, then wrap up. If you guys have any questions, what's going on, Costa? Gonna wrap up in like 10 minutes or so. So you can see all my buses are peaking, so if I had a little more time, I'd probably just be bringing things down. I'm going to be lazy for right now and just put some EQ on the mastering. And a little limiter. Bounce this in a second. Just want to make a little intro that's a little sparser. Okay, I'm gonna delete this little gap. Bounce this baby down, wrap it up, and take a break on the ears. Thank you guys for tuning in. So the card deck, that's what's been printing. I've been trying to see if I can finish this track before this deck finishes 3D printing in the other room. So there's 12 left. So I think half of them sold already. So they are a special limited edition of the quick tips that I put out. These great cards that are good for getting into a creative state, into a flow state quickly. So check that out. You can go. You can get them on mpquicktips.com. And I can post the link in the chat too. Let me grab that because I'm going to try and wrap that project up. They're going to finish later on. So, let's play this while I grab the link. So there's the link. Definitely grab a deck if you don't already have the quick tips, and appreciate all the support. Thanks to everybody who's ordered one so far. So that's what's printing right now. Decks for people one at a time. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll let this bounce out, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm going to, and date your sounds. I don't trust Dropbox. What is today? The 9th. So that's going to bounce out. It's offline. But thank you for joining. I'll see you guys next time.